In a Phoenix Business Journal story about the Valley's multi-family housing situation, Doug Ressler with the real estate research company Yardi Matrix is quoted as saying, despite the increased demand, the market faces high vacancy rates.
What?
What in the Sam Hill is going on here?
Yeah. How's that possible?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk to the author of that story we just mentioned, the Phoenix Business Journal senior reporter Angela Gonzales. Angela, always good to talk to you. How do we have a vacancy rate in the Valley? I thought we were way short of having enough housing units. And is that high? Our apartment rents are so high. Is it that owners haven't adjusted yet based on supply and demand?
Well, you're right about supply and demand. Well, actually, you know what we're talking about is affordable housing. So we have an affordable housing shortage right now, not an overall housing shortage. When you're looking at single-family homes, okay, not apartments, but single-family homes for sale, right now we have 12,744 for sale right now. But when you're looking at apartments, there were 2,100 units delivered in the past year, and there's 23,000 under construction. So right now is a good time if you need to rent, your kids need to rent. They're offering concessions, 4 to 8 weeks of free rent, because there is a bit of oversupply right now, just a bit.
So I guess I'm kind of wrong in that prices aren't that high. Although I hear from all sorts of people who are looking to rent an apartment, it feels like they're really high.
Well, they do feel high, don't they?
Yeah.
But they're down from before. So let's see. If nationally we're looking at $1,700. That's a national number.
Okay.
And that's down a little bit, but still it does feel high. But the good news is, even with those rents that feel too high for us right now, that at least they're offering some concessions, like free rent for a couple of months.
Now, they offer those concessions, and I managed an apartment building for a little while, and gosh, I never want to do that again, ever. It's very people-y out there. I'm just telling you.
Angela was all excited there for a second until she realized, you didn't ever want to do that again.
No, never. So, the concessions are really interesting because you manage to keep that rent high, and of course, the idea is that you carry it over into the next lease where it's going to be even higher. So eventually, you're kind of getting that money back, aren't you? You're not losing anything.
That's true. I mean, it gets people in, gets them in the door, right? Get that fishing line out there, get them in the door, and then raise the rent later.
It's kind of that lost leader thinking, yeah. So as we talk with Angela Gonzales of the Phoenix Business Journal, what is the outlook for building even more apartments? You said we delivered, there's a lot in the pipeline, and we delivered a lot last year. What are we looking like over the next couple of years here?
So 23,000 are under construction.
Jeez.
So those will be delivered in varying phases over the next couple of years. So basically, the builders are starting to slow down in terms of starting new construction because they know that they see what's happening. They see the pipeline. There are others that are just being, full bore ahead. They're like, we don't think about what's happening now. We think for the future. So we know people are moving here. We know jobs are being created. So we're just going to keep building because in a few years when this is done, there's going to be a need. So there's different philosophies among the builders. So 23,000 under construction right now.
Yeah, that is a lot. What about affordable housing? I know this is kind of out of the milieu of this particular thing, but is there more affordable apartment buildings? Are more apartment buildings being built that people can afford?
There are. So there's different levels of affordability. So you have the basic affordability where the government subsidizes the housing. They'll give the developer a tax credit for building these units where you have to qualify to live in it. You have to earn a certain amount of income to be able to live there. So that's affordable. And there's a couple of builders, Dominium and Roars, that are building thousands of units here in the Valley. And they have the next tier where Greenlight communities, they're building attainable workforce housing. These are for like emergency personnel, your police and your firemen and your teachers that really can't afford that Class A, very expensive monthly rent, but it's right there in the middle for them. And then we have the luxury units that are like crazy, ridiculous high. I wrote about one where the rents are $8,000 a month
Oh,
Wow.
no.
for a
Oh,
rental unit.
No.
And people like that. They want that. They want a lock and leave, and they're buying them. I mean, they're renting them. So, yeah, we have the whole gamut for all of these levels of rental rates here.
All right. Thanks a lot, Angela. Angela Gonzales there, senior reporter at the Phoenix Business Journal.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Morning News. Click to watch more from KTAR News and hit the button in the middle to subscribe.